Tennessee.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good morning and welcome to a beautiful Wednesday. You know what's going on today? Glenn Manley's in the studio. Brian's here like every Wednesday. How you guys doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
I'm doing okay.
You just okay?
Yeah, just okay.
Yeah, Glenn is wonderful. You are wonderful.
I am. I'm trying to find my replacement today. We got interviews starting at 8:30, so
That's why you're all pimpy today.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, buddy.
What time am I going to be interviewed?
9, I think.
Mine's 9.
Okay, yeah.
You think I got a shot?
Yeah.
I know the guy used to be there.
Yeah. So
That's 9 minutes after never.
no.
Okay.
We're open. We're open for everything. You know.
All right, Glenn Manley.
We're diversified. What is all that stuff? You know what I'm saying.
What did you bring in for us today?
Well, I tell you what,
wisdom do you have?
I have all kind of Bay High wisdom. So, Coach Campbell probably doesn't like it, but he can come on.
He's coming on and be a whole guest one day.
All right, good for him. He's doing a good job out there. I like him. So, even though he is at Arnold, I like him. So, no.
Tell me how you really feel.
No, I'm just kidding. I really and truly. Once you retire, you get over all that. That rivalry stuff. Yeah. So, anyway. We have 4 state qualifiers for next. The 18th are going down to state. So, Anisha DeShera, she is going to throw the disc, and then we have Shamara Walton. Now, this is a triple jump person. Have you ever seen the triple jump?
Yeah, I don't see how they do it. I can't do it.
Well, it's 3 jumps. Somebody said, "What's a triple jump?" I said, "Well, it's 3 jumps." But
I can't do one of them.
I know, but it's a great time. It's all kinds of timing. And then we have Josh Dunlap, who's going to do the 110 hurdles, and then Akian Sudduth, he is in the 100 and the 200 meters, and he set a Bay record, I think, at county meet. So congratulations to him. Then we have. We call him Tank, but his real name is DeAndrian Washington. And he is a 4A first team All-State in basketball. And then also he is one of the 1,000. He's in the 1,000 point club at Bay High School too. So congratulations to him. And we got a new girls basketball coach yesterday, Coach Ty Steele. He'll be the girls basketball coach. He's also the offensive coordinator in football, but he had coached girls basketball over at North Bay Haven. Came to us, and so job came up, and he was excited about it. And because he's on campus, all he has to put in writing is, "I'd like to be the coach," and we meet the principal and everybody. So congratulations to Coach Steele.
All right.
And everything. And then Friday at the practice field, we will have our red and white game. There are chicken dinners there, so you want to come by. And if you don't want to stay, you can get you a chicken dinner to go. And then on the 19th, the football team will drive over to Tate to play in a spring jamboree over there, or a spring classic, however you want to call that. And so congratulations to them. Also, we have been nominated for the Pete Rozelle Sportsmanship Award, even despite of me. So that
that's good. That's an honor there.
Yeah. So we're filling out all the paperwork, and get that in there.
Job.
So, and then yesterday,
I like that AD over there.
Yeah. I know a friend of mine. So
He's all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Coach Ron Dugans, who FSU wide receiver coach, came by to see two of our kids yesterday, and then he played in the 1999 or 2000 national championship team with Jared Moon. So we're
Did
glad
Jerry
to
get
see
to talk to him?
They called. Jerry texted him, and they talked for a while on the phone after he left. So, congratulations to him. And then, of course, today we're starting today interviews for the AD spot in the boys basketball. Today was the first day we could have interviews because it stopped yesterday. And so we had about 20 basketball guys. We got it down to 6, and then we're going to go further. We had 8 AD applications. We got it down to 3. So we'll be doing that. And some of them are pretty far away, so if they make it, we'll have to have them come down, show them the facilities and all that.
All right, let's go back to basketball. What's the time frame? You've got, how many you say you're going to interview? 8? Six basketball. So how long is this process? A week or two? Or
probably we'll go through today, tomorrow, and Friday. Then we'll kind of meet and decide the top 2 or so, and then we'll have them come in. So we're looking at probably 2 weeks before it's named.
Then you'll call me early that morning, let me know before anybody else.
Right. You sound like Scott Ross.
You actually come on and
I could do that, yeah. So, but we're looking for somebody that really is energetic and wants to uphold all the Bay High. There's a lot of tradition there at Bay High School, since 1924. It's been quite a bit of stuff, and so we're looking forward to it. It's a challenging thing to have these people come in. So, if some of them we know we've vetted them and everything, but we don't know till you actually talk to them in person and show them the facility. Now we've told them all along, that there's money in the account, there's uniforms, there's basketballs, okay, and we show them the gym and everything. So some people get somewhere and they don't have anything, So, but this is Coach Cook has left it in great shape. So
that's good.
So
now go back to the AD thing. What's the time frame on that? When?
Probably the same, because they need to get going, and I'm going to kind of come back as a consultant. But the real good thing about that is the athletic secretary is coming back, Cindy Harris. So she should. If
that's the key.
I kept saying definitely. You need to be the AD, because she knows. She knows that there's just things she can't sign, but she does travel budget. She does make sure they're all eligible, and of course I have to sign off on all of it. But and then she does substitutes. So she works hard. I mean,
So the big problem is not when the AD leaves; it's when the secretary leaves.
That's correct. That is correct.
Yeah, I mean,
she actually
they work their tails off.
They do, and and so they'd rather see me come talk to them than her, because she lays the law down. This has to be done now. And so, but most of them know her, so we don't have too much problem with people getting stuff on time.
Do you ever go down those meetings in Orlando, the AD's meetings?
I went earlier, but I haven't gone. I didn't go this year because I was only going to be there.
Right.
And now I do, if the other person can't get back on campus in June, I have to go over to Niceville. The compliance. It's our turn to be, you have to go every 2 years.
Yeah.
So then also we have, I think, Mosley and Arnold. There's like 3 or 4 of us that are all, going to Niceville. We have one guy who, I was going to say the party guy, but you can talk to him on Friday. He's going to Tallahassee. No names called out there. Just
no. Who could that be? Who could that be? Hey, I want to tell you what I did yesterday. Went to Arnold High School.
Right.
Okay. And the campus, spotless, beautiful. Hey, Brent, great job.
Right.
I was surprised. It was really clean, and that in the past had been some issues because the kids But anyway, the campus looked really beautiful, and the gym was gorgeous, really well taken care of. Really impressed with it. And they had their what do you call it? The baton say it again.
Baton twirling.
Yeah. Our granddaughter had competition. Leighton did, so we went and watched that, and it was funny watching. They got from little bitty ones in different sizes, and I forgot the lady's name. I saw Steve Moss's wife there, and anyway, they did a great job. Arnold's girls came out and did some things, and then this competition started. They did a great job. They gave the little kids the flowers, and it was cool.
Sounds like the only issue at Arnold is their security stinks if you got on campus.
Man,
can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. Oh,
boo!
I mean, it's like a do not admit.
Glenn, when you walk on campus, they roll out the red carpet for you.
Who, at Arnold?
Yeah, no.
I have a person that escorts me into the building.
Glenn gets the red carpet, you get the arrows.
No, actually, after certain people left, I have been getting the red carpet.
Oh, that's good.
Kind of like for the 13 years before.
The road to Hale.
The road to Hell. They treat me great there now. It was just a little period that they didn't.
So how'd she do?
You got to remember, the people there, they weren't Arnold people. They were Bay people, and Mosley people came to Arnold.
Oh,
they really didn't care about being Arnold.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
So how'd she do? That's the important stuff.
She did good.
That's good.
She did really good. Glenn, afterwards, we went out and had dinner with her, and she came over. We had a great time.
Great.
But, all right, your gym, you were talking about that basketball coach. I think when they walk and see I think y'all have the nicest gym. It's the biggest gym. Am I right about this?
Rutherford's probably the same size.
Where they read it?
That's
right.
built.
You're right.
They actually came in and looked at ours and did.
Yeah.
They made some improvements, and then so we're working on that.
I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen their new gym.
Yeah, Rutherford's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Y'all, I like y'all's gym.
Yeah.
I've always liked y'all's gym.
We got to get us a bigger flag back there. It's kind of small. No, actually, we're going to put one of those jumbotrons and move the flag over a little bit. So.
Yeah. So what I was getting at, if I was a basketball coach, I come in and look at your facilities, it's pretty nice.
Well, the basketball locker room is really nice. It's got a lot of rooms, got a good storage. The showers are right off of there, and then
got the weight room.
The weight room's down the gym. Then we have the trainer room, and they're going to put. They're going to put an ice machine right in the trainer room so we don't have to go to the concession stand, pull it out, which there's plenty of ice in there, or back to the old trainer room, which when they built the gym, they put their trainer room way back down there by the restrooms, and, they didn't even think about, the girls' trainer room, other than they put one over on the other side with the women's or girls' side. But guess what? There's not two trainers.
Yeah.
So that we moved it and we took a classroom and made it a trainer room so that everybody could. It's a central spot by the.
And the good thing about y'all's gym too, you could actually, when you pull back the bleachers,
it's 50 yards of
football. You could actually have a good, you got room to do something, which is important. I want to get this in real quick. This is 4A baseball.
Right.
Let's give some more love to South Walton. Wow. They put it on. They win 14-0. I'll say it again. They got that freshman that's outstanding. They got the kids going to Florida State. They look tough. They got a chance to have something special this year. Congratulations, South Walton. Great job by the coaching staff and players and boosters over at South Walton. Baker's good in everything. They beat Wakulla 5-0. And then Arnold Marlins get their revenge on West Florida. Last game, we lost to West Florida. This time we put it on 4-0. Good job, Coach. Good job, Arnold High School. Other scores, Glenn, can you believe this? Catholic got beat. Pensacola Catholic got beat 15-3. We're always used to them winning stuff.
Right. Well, the former AD and the head baseball coach is not there anymore. They used to be really a powerhouse when he was there.
How long has he been gone, you know?
He's been gone, let's see, 23.
I like that.
He's been gone about 6 years, probably.
Yeah. Trinity Catholic beat them 15-3.
Well, here you go again, though. See, you're putting private schools. They probably had the Cuban national team at Trinity Christian. Really and truly. How about the team that beat Mosley? The next year, they got rid of all of them, so they just went to another school.
Yeah, and they punished him by, but they didn't make them.
They forfeited all the games except the state championship game. And I'm like, well, I remember that. If you'd have forfeited them all, you shouldn't have been in the state championship game.
Details.
So Mosley should have 3 state championships.
Yeah, can you believe that they
Can I believe it? Yeah.
Well, great Florida High School Athletic Association.
Yeah.
Mariana gets it. They got spanked by Providence.
Another private school.
Yeah, 10-0. Yeah, it's kind of a trend here.
Right.
Now, today, Patton takes his Bozeman.
No, they
Buccaneers.
host.
They host Franklin County, right?
He takes them across campus.
He takes them across campus.
Well, here's the thing. They just played them last week for the district championship.
That's like Arnold just played West Florida and play them again. Port St. Joe's at Chipley, so we'll give you the scores for that one. And Mosley, where's Mosley?
He's hosting Fleming Island.
Yes, and that game is when?
It's today.
Yeah.
And then
Buchholz, Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, Pace is always good. So Pace hosting Winter Springs, and then Leon goes to Tate. And then what I like about it is, though, this is a good 1A thing, too, because, if Franklin's at Bozeman and Chipley's at Port St. Joe, that's 2 really good games. So the winner of Port St. Joe and Chipley versus Bozeman, the winner of Bozeman, and then you got them hiding up in that corner. Northview plays Holmes County, and also Paxton plays Jay. So back up in that little corner there's some good sports playing there. I tell you that right now, because Northview won state championship football.
Northview's good in everything.
Well, heck yeah. So
real quick, Lincoln puts it on Fort Walton, beats 11-0.
Right.
And Columbia, they put it on Pine Forest, Glenn, 14-0. So Pensacola area, not like well.
I got a good thing about Arnold yesterday. They going into this game, you're one and done, and so they had gotten beat 4-3, but they put it on them. They scored early. Scored 2 in the first. I think it was 2 in the fourth, and then they just held them off.
Did it say who scored? Who got the hit?
No, I didn't go into that. I was impressed with the way they handled what they needed to do. So
did Moss pitch it? I know he was
a reliever. He came in a relief. They pitched the.
He's good. That kid. What's the kid's name?
Gullen? No.
God, dog,
I can't remember his name either, but I said he started out.
He's good.
He struck him out. I think he struck out.
He wanted to be able to have Moss available.
Yeah.
So
he struck out the first.
We always talk about Blair and Moss, but that kid's good.
Yeah,
I can't
either. But let me tell you what, Gillen or something like that. But he struck out the sides the first and second inning.
Yeah. All right. So we keep on rolling.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
These Bay County teams winning baseball. I hope Mosley wins. We hope Bozeman wins. And we hope South Walton wins. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. What's the day, Glenn?
World famous spaghetti day.
At where?
Let me think of that name.
Jay Michaels.
I know. I was just kidding.
He's getting old.
I know. I was trying to think of what it was, but then all of a sudden I had flashbacks of sauce all over me. So
well, we got the bib. We got the bib out for you.
happy flashback.
We go down to the colonoscopy place, get a uniform, bring it in for Glenn.
There you go.
Jay Michaels. Did the Jay Michaels Restaurant Day, world famous
That's
Jay Michaels spaghetti.
Well, I won't be eating today.
And also, don't forget about all your real estate needs. South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job, man. Matter of fact, all the big time, Mark Coward, Beth Movey, they all use South Oak Title and Closing because they use the best. Chuck Tucker is number one, so is just use South Oak Title and Closing. They're unbelievable. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one local company, run by a guy from a local. He's local. Local, taking care of locals in Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one, not even close.
We need to throw in the softball games too here later.
Glenn, if you live over in Lynn Haven,
yep.
Where can you get a better deal than this? Pat does a great job at Beef O'Brady's. Those 10 beautiful wings, their wings are bigger than Glenn's wings. Glenn, your wings are smaller now.
I know.
10 wings and a drink for $9.99. Beef O'Brady's.
Yep.
Get out there and have a great time. We'll be right back. Glenn Manley, Big Brian.
And
we get back, who we going to have?
Have Coach Jeremy Brown, the Bay High football coach.
Glenn's bringing on Jeremy Brown, Bay High School football. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Paul, I tell you, the way to improve some of these callers, quit giving out the number. Just give that alphabet. Make them figure the damn numbers out.
That's a really good idea. So you're saying, you think I'm making it too easy?
Absolutely. All you got to do is listen to the calls.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 83 with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we want to help you celebrate Mom this month. From mother's rings with her children's birthstones to unique one-of-a-kind pieces just like her. This month is meant to celebrate Mom. From our large selection of beautiful stackable bands to simple, elegant diamond necklaces that will bring a sparkle to her eye. This Mother's Day, show Mom how much you love her with a beautiful piece of jewelry that's as unique as she is. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. Visit their feed store at the Youngstown location for all of your livestock feed, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden needs. They also carry local Chautauqua wines, baby chicks, and a full line of poultry supplies to get your chicks started off right. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. all our fine folks in Mariana, 102.1 in Mariana and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Appreciate you guys listening this morning. Hope you have a wonderful day. And we said it a minute ago, if you get an opportunity, get out to Beef Braised Day. Have that 10 wings, $9.99, and a drink, but get the French fries, Glenn. You love those fries. I love them.
Yep.
Pat used to take care of all the football coaches. He's big in the community over there.
Yep.
Wonderful guy.
I got a quick thing about softball, if I can just get this in.
Get it in, brother. Go ahead.
Well, today, 1A softball, Bozeman's at Franklin County, Sneeds is at Liberty. 3A, North Behaven's at Baldwin. I don't know where that is. And West Nassau is at Mariana. And Arnold Marlins travel all the way to Jacksonville on Paxson, and in South Walton's at West Florida. Yeah, that's a 4A, so that's the ones we know about.
Now, Arnold, that's softball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck to them.
This is all softball, I just said. Okay. Now, somebody that's not soft, we'll talk about.
Well, I don't know. He used to be hard. As he gotten older, I can see him.
Well, he's gotten older.
He's starting to turn soft, I think.
Okay.
I'm hearing that from people.
Well, so
he's not as tough as he used to be.
Well, that's true. But
I tell you what he is. He's a state championship football coach.
Careful there, Coach. I think he knows the address.
No, he still can't outrun me. He can't. Coach Brown, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing this morning?
You hear Glenn saying you're not hard anymore? Do you believe he's talking that way?
I heard that. I'm taking notes.
That's all right. It's all right. Just keep taking them.
You don't care. You're leaving.
No,
anyway.
I don't care. I'm leaving. But well, I've known him since he was the ball boy for Bay High School.
Really?
Yeah. His dad and I coach together.
Well, I tell you what, he's learned a lot from both you guys. He's won a state championship. Look what he's done at Bay.
I know. I love it. I love it.
He knows. Great job at Mosley.
Yeah, he knows bring the storm and restore the red. He knows exactly what to do.
Hey, Coach, how is it going spring football? How's it been for you guys? Give us the numbers. How many guys you got out?
Yeah, we've got about 65 kids out this spring. We're figuring right now we've probably got about 40 to 45 of those kids will probably wind up being on the varsity, and then, the other 20 to 25 or so will be on the JV. And then we had a really good turnout Monday night. We had our incoming freshman parent meeting. We had about 35 players and parents there at that meeting. So, we can carry 50 to 55 kids on the varsity, and another 45 to 50 on JV. With the size of the school, we figured out we think that'll be really good numbers for us.
Wow, that's really good. I think that's outstanding right there. Talk about how did winter workouts go? I know you worked them hard in the weight room, the running program. Give us a few names that did a great job. It's gotten bigger, stronger, and faster for you.
Yeah, it was one of those things that we got the job last spring, a couple of weeks before spring started. So it felt like from that time all the way through the season, we were just going so fast and just trying to, get things established and kind of trying to establish the type of culture that we wanted there at the schools. It was nice after Christmas to be able to kind of dial it back and really, really focus on the kids that are coming back, as well as with the recruiting of the current seniors. But man, the off season was really, really good. Some of our returning players that didn't play a lot last year, but have had really good off seasons. Jacoby Smith. Really our only returning lineman that played any varsity snaps last year. He had a great off-season. Tavares Manley, J.T. Bowden, Zay Morgan, all these guys that we're expecting to be leaders on the team. Kenneth Pate, guys that really, really, got in this off-season. Those are dual sport guys. All those guys are basketball players, but they bought into the weight room. They lifted every morning first period, and so it's just been a really, really productive off season, and we can kind of see that when we got out there this spring that we're going to be young, but these guys they've gotten physically stronger since last year, which is going to, afford them the opportunity to really compete. Not just this spring, but through the summer and through the fall, that they'll continue to get stronger.
Well, Coach, what I liked the other day, I was at practice, and they were getting after it, but now the way you separate offense and defense, you had one-on-one, so that's probably the best. That's probably the best practice there is when you get ones-on-ones.
Yeah, we tried to do that as much as we can in the spring. Getting the ones-on-ones, best on best, just to try to simulate. Get this, especially with us being so young, just trying to simulate the closest thing we can to a varsity, a varsity snap. You know what I mean? Like we go over next Friday to play Tate. I mean, it's going to be ones-on-ones, and we figure if we can, no matter who we're playing, if we can compete against each other, and it's a one-on-one situation, and it gives us a better indication of exactly where we are as a football team. Helps you expose your expose your mistakes, but it also helps you realize, maybe you got some guys playing where they don't need to play. Maybe you got some guys that don't need to be playing, that somebody else needs to be given an opportunity. And so we're able to film everything, and we've got a drone that we film everything in practice. And by the time we get off the field, the kids are able to already watch the practice film. And so we're on them all the time about self-evaluating. So all those things, really, really come into play to help you get ready for the fall.
Do you have them separated? You have offense, defense going on at the same time? You got everybody going, nobody's playing both ways?
We've got a handful of kids playing both ways, kind of the way we do it. Like if we're doing an offensive team, if you're a starter on defense that's not starting on offense, we want you over there on defense. And then we kind of plug in, the other guys. But we do, we're hoping to, we think with the numbers we have, we're really, really hoping by the time we get to the fall, we don't have, but a very few kids playing both ways, if any. But, we keep telling the kids that really depends on the summer and kind of how they progress through the spring. And, guys stepping up and deciding, hey, man, I want to play. You know what I mean? I want to get on the field. And we feel like we're a much better football team if we can, the least amount of kids we have playing both ways.
Yeah, and the history over there, it seems like Bay High School always had real good skilled players. And one position you might not, I wouldn't say weak, but maybe thin, was offensive lineman, the size of the offensive lineman. What's that going to be like next year? Do you have some good size, or is it or average?
Well, I think that's one of the that's one of the areas that the good Lord has always blessed me with as a coach. Being a lineman, those kids I coach them. They get coached harder than any position group on the field. And, we did a good job this offseason of getting out and kind of recruiting our own hallways. And, we've got some really good size in the program. We've got a couple of young kids, 6'4", 280. Jacoby's 6'4", about 330. We've got another, a couple of young kids that played JV last year that, in that 250, 260 range. So now it's just a matter of us keep those guys out. The football's not always easy for those big kids, especially when you're starting to get more kids nowadays that don't play in middle school, because they make cuts and they don't play rec ball because they may be too heavy.
Right.
And so just trying to get those guys to fall in love with football and develop them. And we feel like if we can do that, then we'll be pretty big up front next year again.
Well, Coach, you guys won a championship last year. Just about wherever you've been, you win big. And what that does is bring these college coaches in. You've always done a great job placing the kids at the next level, getting them an opportunity to go play college ball. How's it going so far now with recruiting? Or you have got coaches coming by to visit Bay to look at, when we had Eddie or Jeremy Hester and then years back, people come by and look for him, but then they'd see another player. Somebody else would be noticed because they were there watching practice. Has that happened for you guys? Are you having a lot of college recruits coming by and talking to you?
Yeah, we really are. A lot more. Me and one of my coaches were talking about it. Coach Rollins is kind of my recruiting coordinator, does a lot of the Twitter stuff, a lot of the prospect sheets and stuff. We were talking yesterday just about how much traffic we've had this spring compared to, not just compared to last spring, but even some of the springs that we were together at other schools. And, Javar Bowden really kind of blew up this off season. He got on a national 7-on-7 team, and he's only a freshman. He's 6'7", about 180. And so he was able to get out and kind of got his name out there and got a Texas A&M offer, Western Kentucky, Troy, got some offers, which anytime that happens, like you said, kind of our motto this spring has been, if one guy gets recognized, we all eat. Yeah. And it's kind of that same mentality. We've had college coaches come in and they've noticed other kids. Even our quarterback. He's going to be a sophomore, but he's got unbelievable arm talent. And we coaches come in the office, we watch a little film, and after about 4 or 5 7-on-7 plays, they're asking, "Coach, who's the quarterback? Man, he's got a live arm." And so it's allowing guys to get their name out there early. And Coach, the recruiting game's changed so much with social media now that if you're not on somebody's radar and really getting some recruiting, by the time you're into your 10th grade year, you're behind the curve.
Yeah.
Guys are, most Division I schools are 2 years ahead now.
Right.
And so we've been after guys like Tavares Manley, Kenneth Tate.
That's my nephew.
Guys like that. Jacoby. Those guys have been able to benefit, from some of the exposure Jafar got, and we've got four underclassmen right now who picked up Division I offers this spring. And we think that's huge for the program.
Coach, tell them what's going to happen on Friday. It's the red and white game, but you have something special if they want to come by and eat.
Yeah, we've got C. Ross Barbecue is going to come out. We pre-sold a barbecue chicken plate, but on Friday during the red and white game, he's going to be out there cooking. People can come pick up the plates that they ordered. If they didn't order one and they want to buy one on site, we're gonna be offering them with some drinks, and we're gonna have some cornhole boards set up and some slam ball games. And if anybody in the community wants to come out and watch the little scrimmage and get a bite to eat and just kind of fellowship a little bit. We're going to have a DJ out there. DJ Big Boy is going to be out there playing some music, so it should be a pretty fun time.
Well, all right, Coach.
Well, tell my nephew Manley that I'll talk to him later today.
I will, Coach. You got it.
Hey, listen, I want you to do me a favor if you would. Can you come on next Wednesday when Glenn's in here about 7:15? I want to talk to you about your next year's schedule and talk about, because you'll be really getting ready for your spring football game then.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, Coach. Coach Brown, Bay High School football.
Yeah, have a good day.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. I tell you what, looking forward to tomorrow. Michael will be here. Michael Dennison will be in here talking about Michael's Health Insurance Solution. Remember that, Michael's Health Insurance Solution. Look it up. Call the number. He'll come to your house. He'll sit down with you and tell you everything you need to do about your retirement. Getting ready to turn 65, your Medicare and all this kind of stuff. All these plans you can choose from, he's got the answers for you. He'll sit there and go through everything. It's incredible. And he can get you set up with everybody.
And he comes to your house, right?
That's the great thing. He comes to your house, sits down with you. They got individual and family group health plans. They got Advantage, the Medicaid supplements. They know it all. Michael knows it all. Listen to him tomorrow morning. Give him a call. He'll be there for you. Do you want your yard to look like Manley Field? You can do it. You can all do it. What am I talking about? We have named the field at Tommy Oliver Manley Field.
No.
I just did. It's Manley. It's Manley Field. Turf Pro Pest Control does an incredible job. Patrick and his group, they do an amazing job. Turf Pro Pest Control. If you have any kind of problems, call them. Your yard will look absolutely beautiful. Glenn, do you love pizza?
Oh, man, do I.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to Paparazzi.
Are you going to take your wife with you?
Well, only if somebody else doesn't show up, start taking pieces off the plate.
That was good, man. That was some good pizza. I sat down and started eating with him.
Shocking.
Glenn looks at me and goes, yeah, we got me and my wife a pizza. I said, Glenn, that's pretty good. Get on the Paparazzi.
Yeah.
Let's love it. What about the bakery?
The bakery's just fantastic. And the other thing, too, is they have things already made that you can take home, but
it's always packaged for you.
Yeah.
Take it to the beach, put it on your boat.
That's right. So,
get the Manley dessert.
There
it's unbelievable.
Which will be one of each. So.
Now, do you want to look? I know Jeremy Brown's really excited about this. Jason Kovaleski, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, now has a new store on 23rd Street. What shopping center?
Coronado
Shopping Center, right there.
Not the DeSoto, but the Coronado.
It's right there beside Granny's. Brand new. You can try before you buy it.
That's the great thing.
Yeah, and he's local, man. This is a local guy.
And the other thing is too, they're experts in what you.
Where did he graduate from?
Bay High School.
Of course.
Well, but it makes sense too. You go fill up at Granny's and you go next door to get rid of all of it. That's perfect.
When you get on that fat thing machine, it tells me to get off one at a time.
Hell, I heard you broke that thing.
I get on the scale and I just count the laps. Not the numbers.
That's right. We'll be right back. 104.3 Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe. We hope the legendary Dr. Ward will be with us when we get back.
Yeah, we have to talk to him about.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making statements.
Head first slide, 2 RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball and a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Bestway Portable Buildings, Dave and Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Wednesday. That means Lan will be here. Ryan's here. But the legendary Dr. Ward, the Gator himself, is in this phone. He's in his telephone. He's not not in the studio. I almost said in the studio, but he's not there.
Well, he is technically.
Yeah, he is the man, the myth, the legend. Dr. Ward, how you doing today?
Great, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Man, we couldn't be better. Glenn's in here, so we're happy. He wanted to bust your butt about some kind of softball game. Something happened to a Gator.
It's not important, so it just they swept them again this year. So.
Oh yeah, I'm too busy watching baseball to worry about.
I watched the Texas A&M game.
So. Oh. Can y'all be nice to one another?
Wait. Do we have a team that probably isn't even going to make the playoffs?
We have one. We may not even make the ACC tournament. If we only had to play the first 5 innings, we'd be undefeated. We're leading everybody until you get to the final score, and they scored 2 touchdowns on us.
Isn't it weird, though, how FSU baseball just went down like that?
It did.
That quick?
Yeah. I heard they were going to get Mike Martin Jr. back.
Do they miss me yet?
Yeah. I have a bit of perspective in that field about baseball going down quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, the two.
That's the Diamond Dogs.
Not just Mississippi State, Ole Miss also. I mean,
that's okay.
Champions.
We don't mind that.
Crazy.
Hey, let's talk about Florida.
No. I want to ask him about, hey, what about them South Walton, buddy? What about South Walton High School? 14 to zip.
I got to tell you, man, my son and I were at that game last night. There was not, if you didn't bring your own chair, there was nowhere to sit.
Wow.
High school baseball is big in South Walton, and the whole community's out there. And these boys, their bats were on fire. I honestly felt bad for this school that came from St. Johns County all the way over. Like by the time it was like 14-0, you're just like, guys, can y'all just get 3 outs and get to where we can run rule this thing? I mean, it was bad, and the pitching for South Walton was on. They actually threw a no-hitter, in 4.5 innings, it was. And the crazy thing is, this school, if you look at the teams they played, they didn't get blown out by anyone. South Walton's the first one that blew them out. I hate to say they're unstoppable, but I really think. You might as well just give the trophy to South Walton. Nobody's going to touch them.
We've talked to some other coaches we respect that have won championships, not on air, but they have said the same thing. They got a chance to have a special year at South Walton, and it seems like, I'm with you, I'll be surprised they don't win it all. Of course, they got to get through the Marlins now. Marlins took care of business. They came back and got South Walton 4-0. So
yeah, but Friday they got to drive 4 hours over to McClenny to play Baker County, and they're a good school. And I do think that played a big role in how awful the team from St. Augustine played last night. I mean, you're getting on a bus, you're driving 4 to 5 hours over to play a game in the playoff. That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, right.
And Arnold's about to have to do that. So I'm rooting for him. I want them to beat Baker County, but that's a really good baseball team. They got to go play, and they got 4 to 5 hours there, 4 to 5 hours back. I mean, that's going to take a lot out of that team.
Well, who does South Walton got this week?
They have to play. Let's see,
Bishop Kenny.
Yeah, McKinney.
Is that home or away?
No, Bishop Kenny home. They play home all the way to the Final Four.
Right.
Oh my God.
See, but here's the thing: if they get to the Final Four, then you got to play the South Florida teams, and you don't know which country's got the team in there to play them. So
yeah, that is true. Seriously. Yeah, that's a fact. Let me ask you this:
but 4A is a different beast than 6A. Mosley was used to having to go play Cardinal Newman and all these. Right. Giant private schools. The 4A has it. I mean, Bishop Kenny's a private school in Jacksonville, but it's not as daunting as when you're in 6A.
Right. Let me ask y'all both this: if Arnold wins out, South Walton wins out, when will they play again? Not this game. Would it be the following game?
It'd be next week at South Walton.
Man, you imagine a crowd for that? I hope that we need that to happen. That'd be great for baseball around here. That'd be outstanding.
It would. It really would.
I got a free pass to it.
Yeah,
State Series pass.
And I'm gonna get Dr. Ward's gonna give me a free ride over there too. That'd be fun.
Yeah, make him pay for something, Doc.
Yeah. All right, Doc. I got some questions for you. We're gonna get out of this baseball for a second because I wanted to ask you this. You pretty sharp. Lynn's pretty sharp. Brian's like a needle. He's so
Brian's
sharp.
here.
No, this came out as the SEC 10 potential trap games, and we're going to start with one. It's going to be the game will be played on September 16th, and everybody's expecting Tennessee. As a matter of fact, some of the experts have Tennessee going 11-1. The only loss is going to be to Georgia, but this is one game they said watch out Tennessee. September 16th, Tennessee's at Florida. Florida last year was 6-7. They were terrible, yet. They could have beat Tennessee at home. They almost pulled it off. 38. Yeah, should have won that game. 38-33. They only won 3 SEC games last year. I'm saying watch out Tennessee. They say watch out Tennessee. What say you, Dr. Ward?
Oh, we're going to beat Tennessee at home. I don't even question that.
There you go.
Wow. Glenn, what do you think? You think it's a trap game for Tennessee, or is Dr. Ward just out left field on this one?
If they're playing there and they were so close to Tennessee, I think it could be a trap game.
Yeah, I think you go into the Doc. You've been there. You go in the Swamp for that game. That place is crazy.
It is.
If it's close, Florida can pull that thing out.
They don't have Hendon Hooker. They're going to be running in there with a quarterback that's playing in his first big time SEC game. Forget about it. I mean, just give Florida the win.
All right. A lot of confidence right there. I don't know. Doc, I watched Tennessee, their spring game, and I'm going to tell you what, they got that freshman quarterback. He is beautiful, and he can throw the football. And Milton looked good. He looked good. Of course, it's them going against their base defense, base coverage and stuff. I realize that, but I got to give them credit. They look good.
Tennessee ain't DBU.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, Doc.
Look, even last year, look at their pass coverage. I mean, seriously, no. Tennessee, they ain't going to do it.
All right, Doc, we got to take a commercial break right now. If it doesn't look right, and I'm looking at Glenn, if it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, we should really get Glenn to you now. But what's the best way to get up you and talk about skin cancer? We're right now. That's sun. I've been watching the news cast, some weather reports. They say in 10 minutes you can be burned. 15 minutes you can be burned. So we got to start taking care of ourselves. Tell us what we need to take care of ourselves, and what's the best way to get up with you?
Well, give us a holler, 233-3376. You can come see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. John, Panama City Beach, Santa Rosa Beach, Watersound, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay or Mariana. Basically, you got to wear sunscreen or protective clothing. And if you see anything changing size, shape, color, bleeding for no reason, give us a call. 5 minutes can save your life.
That's right. He's a legend here in Southwest Florida. Dr. Ward does an incredible job. I know that for a fact. Our whole family has gone to him and does a great job. Heck, I think everybody goes to him. Office throughout Northwest Florida, they do a great job. Now, there's another doctor in town, Dr. Chad Mitchell, 24 years on Bay County sidelines. He does an incredible job. And I tell you what, you can listen to him here Monday morning. He does a great job for us here. He'll be back in the studio Monday. He was out of town last week, but he'll be here this Monday. And you don't have to be an elite athlete to go see Dr. Mitchell. Just call, make an appointment. He'll take care of you. I'm telling you, he does a great job. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want one for small draft beer and the next one's free. That's where you need to go. Margarita, house wine, lunch specials, $5 pitchers. Thursday, karaoke, great place. It was jam-packed Thursday and Friday last week. El Rodeo Tequila Bar Grill. Tell them Coach Hale sent you. They have a great time. Tell David I said hello down there. And Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. The best barbecue, the best. What do you like, Brian? What's your favorite?
The turkey's my favorite, but there's nothing I don't like at Rudy's Barbecue.
Good point. I love the sausage down there. Do you like the one with the peppers in it?
I like the jalapeno sausage.
See, I like
That's good
the plain. That's great stuff. Get down there with Ethan Boyd and have a great time with him. He was in here yesterday, did a great job. All right, we'll be right back. And don't forget, if you're in Panama City Beach, Jay Michaels, world famous spaghetti. Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's, 10 wings, drink, $9.99. We'll be right back. Dr. Ward, Northwest Florida.
I'm at a gin salt ballroom, Queen in Memphis.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
So whoever it is and he's a fan, he cannot influence the game by holding the ball.
He's factually correct that he is a fan, and he did hold the ball, and they did put their hands on Jokic. So you have to protect the player. First and foremost, you have to protect the player.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 83 with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The road is yours this summer in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by and check out the Bill Bird Kia SUV family that is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 3.25% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort and safety and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per $1,000 finance at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/5/23.
It moves fast. The High School Spotlight. Weekdays at 5:40.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Barbaritos. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back live. 104.3 ESPN Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Dr. Glenn Manley is on the road, heading back to Bay High School. I have to interview for a head basketball coach, athletic director, and he'll be back here Wednesday. But now we bring in Dr. Ward, the legendary doctor, does an incredible job. The Gator himself, Dr. Ward. Doc, let's get back to these trap games. I'm going to go through some of them quick because I don't care about some of them. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to ask you if it's a trap game or not. September 16th, they say Georgia Tech at Ole Miss is a trap game for Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat them last year, 42-0. I don't think it's the first-year head football coach. Is this a trap game for Ole Miss, yes or no?
That is not a trap game, and whoever put that out there as a trap game should never be allowed to write another sports article again.
Yeah, I'm looking at right now who wrote this. It was Glenn Manley. Oh, no wonder. September 23rd, Mississippi State at South Carolina. No more air raid. Brand new offense. What do you guys think?
A trap game for, Mississippi State's going to lose that game. So, this is supposed to be a trap game for who?
South Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything else to take seriously in that article?
Not this one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think so. The
we got to go
problem is
through them.
it's going to be State's first road game. It's in between LSU and Bama. If anything, it's a trap game for State, because they're going to be coming off of playing LSU and looking ahead toward the Alabama game.
South Carolina should be Yeah. All right, I don't agree with that one either.
Now, South Carolina, probably the reason they said it's wedged between the Georgia game and the Tennessee game.
Okay. Yeah. That's why they said it. All right, September 30th. I say this again, anybody that plays Missouri, you got to watch out, especially if it's at Missouri. But this one, we're talking about Missouri at Vandy. Okay, does Vandy get a win? Does Vandy beat Missouri? Is this a trap game for Missouri? Could be. I'll go with it. Heck,
sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, we can live with that one. All right, October 7th, Arkansas at Ole Miss. I think Arkansas has LSU, then Alabama. Ole Miss, they got Bama up next, so I guess it's Ole Miss. Arkansas.
No.
I don't know who's the trap game for.
Who's it supposed to be a trap game for?
I can't figure this one out.
Another thing,
Yeah, I can't figure this out.
This isn't going to be a trap game. This is going to be a game where Ole Miss is beaten to death, because Ole Miss 2 weeks before plays at Alabama. The week before plays LSU. So it's not a trap. It's just they're going to be beaten up by this game. So that could be a game they lose. If you're looking at it from Arkansas's side, it could be a trap in that they've just come off playing LSU, A&M, and they're looking ahead to Alabama. So, yeah, it could be for Arkansas.
Yeah, I don't know which team they were going. I would think Ole Miss would be favored in this game, so I thought it would be Ole Miss. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
All right, October 7th, in the same day. I agree with this one, because anytime you go, Doc, you know this, Florida doesn't play well out there, Georgia doesn't either. Anybody goes to Missouri, you don't play as well. Their stadium's not that big. Usually it's bad weather. LSU at Missouri. Missouri almost beat Georgia last year at home. They're tough at home. I say yes, this is a trap game for LSU. They better be ready. Yes or no? What say you, Dr. Ward?
Sure.
Brian, you agree?
Yeah, I agree with this one. This is a classic trap game.
Now the next one, and Dr. Ward will have the answer for this one. October 14th, Florida Gators at South Carolina. Florida beat South Carolina last year pretty good, right? Wasn't it 38-6? Something like that. They got on pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this a trap? And you know South Carolina's going to be ready to play this game. They got embarrassed last year.
Well, they're coming off an off week, too. South Carolina is.
Who's Florida got before?
Florida, this will be the last of their games before the off week, although they have Vandy the week before.
But they have played all those games straight through.
Correct.
Okay. Doc, is it going to be a trap game? Is Florida worried? Is South Carolina?
Sure. I'm more worried about that game than Tennessee at home.
Okay. So everybody happy with that one. The next one, who cares? November 4th, Kentucky at Mississippi State. Kentucky has Tennessee, then Mississippi State, then Alabama. So I guess it's Kentucky's trap game. Are we talking basketball?
The only person that's a trap game for.
I'm back at who cares.
The only person that's a trap game for is ESPN producers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
really.
And look, I went to Mississippi State. It's a rivalry game, but I'm probably not going to watch it.
I says here, this article was done by Glenn Manley and Jim Brandt. Unbelievable. All right, November 4th. Now this one, let's give a little respect to this one. November 4th, Texas A&M at Ole Miss. I do believe A&M's going to be improved. I do believe that. Ole Miss, they got like a new roster. I got to give them credit. They got 3 really good quarterbacks and nobody left. They're paying a lot of money over there. They got some good running backs over there. Ole Miss has Georgia. Then next week, I think, they got Georgia the next week.
Yeah, it could be a trap game for Ole Miss.
Yeah. All right, talk about it. Give me a little rundown.
What general idea of a trap game is that you're looking ahead to something. And
Georgia's one to look ahead to.
And absolutely, and it's a trip to Georgia. So, no, I think this absolutely could be one for Ole Miss. For A&M, I don't think so. They're coming off of South Carolina. They're going to Mississippi State. Those are three fairly equal opponents. If anything, Ole Miss is the toughest opponent in that group, so they're going to be looking at that game very closely. So if you're looking at it in terms of the definition of a trap game, it fits for Ole Miss more than A&M.
Yeah. What about you, Doc? What say you? You were more worried about A&M or more worried about Ole Miss?
I think in that game, A&M's definitely got the advantage because of their schedule right around that game.
All right, the last one, then we'll get out of this. Tennessee, again, here we go again. I'm going to agree because it's at Missouri. Tennessee at Missouri. Tennessee won by 42 points the year before at home. Now they got to go on the road, end of the year, cold weather. But Tennessee's used to cold weather. I mean, it gets cold up in Knoxville, too. What do you guys think? Does Tennessee have a worry about this ball game?
No, Tennessee's played Missouri. They're used to it. They've been there, done that. It's not like a West team having to go there. And they're way better than Missouri. So I don't – you at least to beat a team like that, you at least have to have near equal talent. And Missouri simply just doesn't have it.
It's because of the weather that possibly could be going on. It's going to depend what type of offense Tennessee's running. If it's really pass happy with Joe Milton, that could be problematic for them. If they've developed a running game the way they kind of did last year, then they'll be just fine.
All right, Doc. Let's talk about Florida football. They tied for the most.
Yeah, Billy. Hey, did you know Billy Napier was in town on Monday? I'm surprised you didn't hear.
Yes, Mark McLeod, we and I talked. He's going to come on at 8:30, and we're going to talk a lot about that. But we can talk about it now. They said it was packed out. Did you go? Did you go?
I could not go. I bought a table. I had people go in my stead. But I'm a baseball coach, and it was baseball practice. We had a game last night. So, I mean, my team comes first.
There you go.
He did a good job. Mark's going to talk about it. But I want to ask you about Florida. They were tied for third in the SEC that most people drafted. They underperformed. And, again, it's first year. It's the first year is your hardest year, I'll tell you that right now. The end of the year, you would think they would be getting better. They didn't look good at the end of the year. But let's talk about this year. You talk about their schedule is one of the toughest in the country. At Utah, I'm just going to go to what I think are the toughest games. At Utah, Tennessee at home. Then they got at South Carolina. South Carolina's getting a lot of love right now. Then you got Georgia. Then you got Arkansas at home, at LSU, and then you got FSU, which is going to, they got, they're in the top 10 preseason. So their schedule is as hard as anybody in the country. Let's talk, can they upset one of these teams? What about opening up at Utah? What happens this year?
Absolutely, they can beat Utah. Utah had more turnover on their team than we did on our team. I mean, you look at all the playmakers Utah had last year that's gone. Okay. They got to remake that team. So I definitely think that's going to be a very competitive game. I think we're going to beat Tennessee. I think LSU is going to be a challenge. I think Georgia's clearly going to be a challenge. Arkansas at home, I think that could be pulled off. And Florida State is going to be in Gainesville as well. So, I could see a 2-loss season. The wheels could fall off, and we could have a 6-loss season. Who knows?
Yeah. I think they have to win the Arkansas game to have the kind of year everybody wants them to have. They got to win that one. And the thing about it, though, you're right. Arkansas is going to be tough. With that quarterback coming back, if he's on, they can be deadly if he's on. And I like the coach out there. But that's a game you would hope. I just think they have to win that game to have the kind of year do you want them to have. That's right between what I don't like about it, and that should be a trap game, really. You got Georgia the week before. You're in Jacksonville, and then you're at LSU the week after. LSU's going to be good, guys. I got LSU winning the West. I think LSU's going to be really good. I like the coach, year 2. He's talking. I don't know how his philosophy is about talking about being good and not being good, but you listen to him talk, he feels really comfortable and confident about how good LSU is going to be next year. So I think that's going to be a tough game for Florida. That one I don't know they can get. At Missouri the next week before Florida State, cold weather, who knows? They don't play very well out there. But that's the reason I think you got to win the Arkansas game. But you really think that Utah, you feel good about that one?
I didn't say I feel good about it. I said that there's no reason we can't win that game.
Okay.
To me, that's the key game on the schedule, honestly, because that could really that could set up the first half. Yep.
That's what we said last year, and everybody thought Anthony Richardson was going to win the Heisman after that game, right?
Yeah.
Nothing brings a team back down to earth like having to play the SEC schedule.
Well, the nice thing is you don't go Utah, Kentucky this year. You go Utah, McNeese. So that's a little easier.
That's a good,
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, Doc.
Although I would take Kentucky this year. I think.
This year
I think
maybe.
Kentucky's one of the better games. Yeah.
Doc, tell us what's the best way to get up with you, because seriously, I got a coach that's dealing with this bad right now. We don't know if he's going to make it. If you don't take care of your skin, and if it's melanoma, you got some issues. So we got to take it careful. We need to get checked out. 5 minutes can save your life. What's the best way to get up with Dr. Ward?
Give us a holler at 233-3376. You get into one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Tavuniac Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. And again, you're just looking for a spot that doesn't look right or feel right. 5 minutes, that's all it takes to save your life or the life of someone you care about.
I want to know how your baseball team's doing.
My baseball team, we're 4-5. We started out 2-5. We're on a 2-game winning streak.
All right.
Had a walk-off win last night, which was fantastic, and we're looking strong headed into the Little League playoffs next week.
Peaking at the right time there.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's right.
Right before the championship game, he wants me to come talk to the team. We were going to get Glenn, but we heard Glenn before. Glenn was terrible. It was bad. All right, Doc, we got you next week.
You got me next week.
All right, Doc. Thanks, Dr. Ward. Thank you, sir. Appreciate Dr. Ward coming on this morning. Does a great job. Every Wednesday, 7:30, Dr. Ward, the Gator. Let's talk about some of our great people. You love to have a great time. Get out to Newbies. They got 3 great locations. The Mothership. Oh, my God. They made enough. They did well. Bike week, they knocked it out of the ballpark, did a great job. People really had a good time at Newbies, and you will too. Get out there and have a wonderful time at Newbies. Best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night. Newbies 2 on the Curve, you can go watch all softball games, the tournaments, you can go watch the baseball games. You can do anything you want. Newbies 2 on the Curve, go out there and tell them Coach sent you. Love John, love Charlotte. Also, golly, I lost my place. Also, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. I already talked about them. Best pizza you can get anywhere. We'll be right back. We get back at Bama, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
I want to go back to, I can't remember who said it, but he was kind of high on the Pirates going into the season. That was me. Remember I was saying?
You like what they're doing down there?
Well, no, it was the mixture of youth with veterans.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 83 with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DN Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, Powerlet FC, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf Plus is your premier golf shop on the Gulf Coast. Not a big box or a chain store, but a local store with golf experts to serve you. An amazing array of demo and fitting products, plus a professional repair shop that can handle anything from a basic re-grip to a full set of re-shafts and everything in between. Golf Plus has locations in Dothan and Panama City Beach to serve you. Come see him today for all your golf needs. Located next to Firefly at the Shops at Edgewater. Call 850-249-2726.
Give him a call. Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Time. Alabama Updates provided by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason and the crew do a great job. I don't care what time, day or night. If you have any kind of problems with it breaking down, not running correctly, give them a call. They'll come out there, and we tell you every single day, get it serviced right before summer, right before winter. It's going to last longer. It's going to run better, save you power bill. I guarantee you that. Stevenson Air Conditioning, run by a local company, run by locals, taking care of locals. That's all you need to do. Let's take care of people that take care of us. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, not even close. All right, what I got for Bama today. They did get the Louisiana Lafayette. They did get that kid. Amos he's committed to Bama. This guy's 6'1", about 190 pounds, had 36 tackles, 8 pass breakups. Alabama needed him. They've got him. I think they're looking for some depth, and people can come in here and play right away and help them out. They do have talent in the secondary, but it's just kind of, that's Nick's position. We had some guys leave early. They didn't really think they would leave early, and I think that's caught them off guard, maybe somewhat, but usually we wouldn't be in this position we're in right now. We want to get the kid from Alabama Burn. Was it Key?
I think
it's Key. They want him big time. That would help Bama. If we get him, I feel really good about the secondary. I do. So that's a key. If we get Key, that is the key that we get Key. He's big. He's he's close to 210, I think. Played Alabama, Birmingham. They had a bunch of them listed. He was going to go visit. Now it's down to 3: Ole Miss, Florida State, or Alabama. So we might know today who he's going to wind up playing for. If Bama gets him, you can feel better about the defense. I feel better about defense because we have Kevin Steele coaching our defense right now. So I feel good about Bama on that side of the ball. And quarterback position, I've got something later. I will say that. Brian, did you do anything on FSU? I don't know if we're going to do FSU today or not.
No, I didn't because it's such a Florida-heavy day. But I will say on that transfer from UAB, FSU is definitely one of the three because he finished his high school career at Godby.
That's right.
And so that's one of the thoughts to why he may be considering FSU. But obviously when Alabama's in play and Ole Miss and whoever else, I think that, it's a little bit up in the air, but it'll be interesting. Whoever gets him is getting a good one. I mean, he's a good player.
No doubt about that. Top 10 running back units for 2023. #1, and I don't know if I'd go. I get it. They got 2 great ones. There's no doubt about that. Michigan came in #1.
Michigan's is pretty good.
It is. I got to give, especially the first guy. The other one's good too. But Bama, I'm telling you guys, this freshman, y'all wait. And the kid from Florida, the guy that everybody was going crazy about, he hadn't even got there yet. He didn't come in early. At Lehigh, I think it's Lehigh High School he came out of. This guy's a stud now. And they got the other 5-star they got in there this spring as good as any of them. Everybody's going crazy. And Nick Saban was bragging on him, which he hardly ever does.
Still got a year out of McClellan, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. McClellan, we got 4 great.
Just got to use them.
Yeah, I'm
had
really,
4 good ones last year, didn't use them.
I would say Bama. I don't know. Michigan's really good too. Right there, I think
I'd take Michigan's over Alabama's, but Alabama's is good.
See, being a Bama guy, I'd probably take ours because I know how good the 2 true freshmen are. But you got veteran guys at Michigan. That's probably why they got it. #3, I agree with this. Penn State's got some really good running backs. Yeah. #4, best running back unit in college football 2023 is Ohio State Buckeyes. And I got to give them credit. They got the kid in there. We wouldn't recruit him. We backed off. He wouldn't give his cell phone on the state championship. On the way to the state championship football game in Texas.
He's
gone at Ole Miss.
Zach Evans is gone. But it doesn't matter because Judkins was the running back of the conference.
And beat him out, yeah.
Yeah, Evans is he actually
trouble?
got drafted. He went in the 6th round, I believe.
See, I thought he stayed. I didn't even know that.
No, he was gone. Judkins, though, is a beast. Ole Miss should definitely be on this list.
Ole Miss came in at number 5. Arkansas this surprised me. Arkansas, I didn't think they'd be that high. Arkansas came in 6. Georgia was 7. Now, I thought Georgia would be
newer guys.
Yeah, nobody knows
they'll be
them.
good.
Yeah, no doubt. FSU was 8th. What do you think about that one?
It's a good room, actually. They really developed late. One of them left in the portal. I'm trying to remember. Names are escaping me right now, but no, it's a pretty loaded room, and I think they like the depth of FSU's running back room.
Well, I will say this. You're okay if you get the name because there's so many people transferring in. You can't keep up with it. Yeah. I can't keep up with it. Number 9, Oregon. I don't know. I just don't know much about
I'm not real familiar with their running backs.
They should. Number 10, I do think Auburn. Hunter's the real deal. The kid, I tell you now, the kid they got out of South Florida, he's really great returning punts, kickoffs, things like that. Get him up in open space, he can take it to the house. Okay, I get it. Auburn's pretty good. All right, that was your running back unit.
The hard part is nowadays the running game so much features the quarterback. More so than it used to. So if you're talking about a total running attack, you have to factor the quarterback in. If you're talking about just the running backs, it's kind of a different question.
Exactly. Top 10 offensive line units. Okay, this is the best for 2023.
Alabama ain't on this list.
Well, we will see. Number 1, Georgia Bulldogs.
Definitely.
Number 2, Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah. They've done a great group last year.
Yeah, both these two are doing a great job. This one I don't know enough about to really comment on it. They say LSU number 3. I mean, I'm sorry. They say Notre Dame number 3.
They always have a really good line. I mean, they've put a lot of guys in first round lately, so that would not surprise me.
These two played a lot of young kids last year. I thought they might even be higher than this, but this is still pretty good when you're 4th and 5th best in the country. Number 4, and I'm saying watch out for this team, LSU Tigers. Their offensive line is pretty good. They played young guys last year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Daniels was kind of running for his life last year, but he ran successfully for his life. So they, kind of like Alabama, I need to see it a little more. Alabama's group has all these stars and all this talent and all this, but they haven't shown it. So LSU's group, I think, needs to be improved, but they should have the talent to be that good.
Yeah, and they got another year under the belt.
But I haven't seen it yet because it was not a great line last year.
I watched these guys last year, especially the Bama guy, and I think 1 or 2 of them were freshmen. Texas, I say yes. Okay. I'm telling you, y'all you guys aren't high in Texas. I'm high on Texas. I say watch out for the Longhorns. They came at number 5. Alabama signed some really good ball players. They came at number 6.
Yeah.
We'll see. I just hope we run the ball more. Utah came in at number 7. We'll know week 1 they play Florida.
It's usually a good line.
I do think Southern Cal, they're good, and they're good at everything. Southern Cal's, they came in number 8th in the country. What about this one? FSU, number 9.
They were much better last year, but they couldn't have been worse than they were the year before. So,
a lot of people coming back.
It's hard for me to believe they'd be 9th in the country, but it's possible.
Well, when I see who they got number 10, I think they are in the top 10. Kansas State came in 10th.
Kansas State has really run the ball well the last couple of years, so that doesn't surprise me that much that they'd be on there. Because they've had a good line the last couple of years. What I don't know, because I don't follow Kansas State that closely, is how many of them are gone from last year's team.
All right, that's what the expert think. Running backs, the top 2, Michigan, Alabama running backs. Offensive line, the top 2, the Georgia Bulldogs and the Michigan Wolverines. Everybody's pretty high on Michigan. They're ranked anywhere from 4th to 2nd in preseason polls.
But I'll give you an example of what we were talking about earlier. If Milroe is the starting quarterback and you put him with Alabama's running backs, I'll take that total running game over Michigan's. If Milroe's not, I'd take Michigan's running game over Alabama's.
They say the new quarterback, we'll talk about him
Buckner,
a little bit later.
He can run the ball.
He runs the ball too
He
well.
can run the ball. He's no Milroe. I mean, Milroe is a special runner.
And Simpson's more of a true passer. He
more
throws
so,
the ball.
yeah.
Everybody's like, he threw this. He got his thumb tore up. He had been in a cast for 2 or 3 weeks. like the first or second place. So calm down on him.
Well, what's going to happen is what happened against USC in the kickoff game. You had Burnett started the game, or Barnett, whatever his name was.
Yeah. I think they played 3 in that game.
And then, and then Jalen came in and kind of took the job. And then Barnett moved on to Arizona State or whatever and never really materialized. So I think what's going to happen is one of these guys will be gone by week 4. I just don't know which one.
All right. Thank you, Brian, for helping me out with that. Thank you, Stevenson Air Conditioning, for the Alabama update. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit Auburn, and then Mark McLeod, 8:30. All you need to know about the Gators today. Carla's not going to be there today. Can you believe it? Donna, are you listening? Hello, Donna, if you're listening. I love her. We eat lunch. She's my girlfriend. We eat lunch together. And she's always like, where's Brian? Is he coming? I get mad. But anyway, we'll be there today with Jay Michaels. World famous Jay Michaels spaghetti every Wednesday. You'll absolutely love it. Wednesday is lunch and dinner. The other great special today is over in Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's. You get 10 beautiful, big old juicy wings and a drink for $9.99. But I'm telling you now, make sure you get those French fries. I think they got the best French fries anybody. Beef O'Brady, Pat does a great job over there. Stevenson Air Conditioning, thank you guys. Jason, love you, man. You do a great job. Thank you so much for sponsoring Alabama Update. If you got any kind of needs, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. You got to owe and get rid of it, man. Don't keep paying those high power bills every month. Get a Stevenson Air Condition. You'll save money over a long time. Matter of fact, it pays for itself if you keep it long enough. South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job. The elite use South Oak Title and Closing. Is your deal, demand Chuck Tucker. Demand South Oak Title and Closing. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. 102.1 Mariana. 101.9 Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hi, this is David from the Afternoon Underdogs. Join me, Drew, Amanda, Kyle, Caveman Rick, AG, and a cast of sports fanatics every Wednesday at Dave & Buster's.
While we are broadcasting the entire show live on location, enjoy half-price games, half-price cocktails, plus win Dave & Buster's game cards, and just for stopping by, free ESPN Northwest Florida swag.
See you Wednesday at Dave & Buster's.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 83 with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Broadcasting live from the J. Michaels Studios.
The best part of waking up is
The Coach James Hale Show. Powered by Pepsi. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey! We got a load. I'm talking about a load of Auburn Tiger fans throughout the panhandle of Northwest Florida, this area, everywhere. And they should be excited about what Hugh Freeze is doing. We thought it would happen, and sure enough, it's happening. They're getting players in here. Now, Auburn had a baseball game last night in Birmingham. Did it get canceled?
It got canceled.
Yeah.
A lot of games across the Southeast got canceled last night. I know Mississippi State's did, but yeah, Auburn-Samford was canceled.
And I hate that. I think Andy said they were going to do something special today. The Auburn team was going to help clean something, do something up in Birmingham, which I thought was outstanding. And then they were going to travel over to Oxford, I believe.
They are at Ole Miss this week.
They take
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
They take care of Ole Miss this week. Ole Miss is done, gone, out.
Maybe. If the season ended today, and this is amazing, if the season ended today, the two teams that would not make the SEC tournament are the last two national champions in baseball. Mississippi State and Ole Miss are both 6-18 in the conference. Missouri, I believe, is 7-17. The next closest team to that just pit of awfulness is Georgia at 10-14, which is a long way with 6 games to go. So more than likely, 2 of the 3 between Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Missouri are going to be out. Now, Mississippi State this weekend goes to LSU, and then the following weekend has Texas A&M coming to Starkville. Ole Miss goes to Auburn, Ole Miss hosts Auburn this weekend, and then goes to Alabama.
And Alabama's playing pretty good.
Yeah, playing better, but you have to figure. I would rather take Ole Miss's schedule than I would Mississippi State's.
Yeah.
That being said, neither one of them are playing worth a flip, so probably doesn't matter.
But that just blows my mind.
Isn't that amazing?
2 national championships from the great state of Mississippi, not even going to go to Hoover. I mean,
maybe. Right.
I bet they don't.
And Mississippi State didn't go last year, too.
Yeah.
Remember that.
That's right, and they had just won the national championship. That just tells you how great baseball is. But Auburn didn't get to play. Now, softball, Auburn is 15-9, 39-6 overall. And their softball team's outstanding. They got a good pitcher there, too. So Auburn's everything's heading the right way. Talking about Hugh Freeze, I got to give him a lot of credit. He is a good football coach. He beat Nick Saban back-to-back. Took a little heat how they got these great players to go to Ole Miss. And Ole Miss has been good since he got there. He got it rolling, and the other coaches come in. Lane's got it rolling pretty good. So congratulations, Hugh Freeze. You're doing it now at Auburn. You're doing what I thought you would do. Here we go. 5-star linebacker. I think that last name's Waller. 5-star linebacker. Locks in a visit to Auburn. The kid can go anywhere he wants to know in the country. He's going to go visit Auburn. Now, they just got another big offensive lineman, Muskrat. Jaden Muskrat out of Tulsa. Offensive tackle, started 11 games last year, 6'3", 307 pounds. This is what the kid said. And if you have not seen their facilities, they're gorgeous. And they just moved into them last year. Auburn standalone football facility. This is what he had to say. The facilities at Auburn were incredible. I couldn't believe it. Loved the facilities. I love the culture, the people, everything about Auburn I fell in love with. That's the reason I went to Auburn. That's the reason I'm going to play at Auburn. But their facilities are outstanding. You build it, they will come. Right?
Sure.
All right. What has he done? We talked about it earlier this week. He brings in the quarterback from Michigan State. They're excited about that. They need a quarterback.
That was a good move.
They got one. They need a receiver. I thought quarterback and receivers are 2 areas they were really hurting at. They brought in a kid from Ohio State. He was a stud coming out of high school out of Texas. Goes up there, doesn't play very much. But talking to those people, he was going to be developed. They had all these great players in front of him. The kid's got all the ability in the world, can get it done. Hello. Kirby Smart said to say hey to me. Yeah. Tell him I said call. Tell him I want him to come on the show.
He's a little busy right now.
All right.
But he did tell me to tell you that.
Bye. Kirby Smart told me to say hi to me. Good job. Jamie's up in Birmingham at this big, huge thing. All the SEC head coaches are there. What's it? What that big tournament they have up there every year? I forgot that. Feinbaum's there. They're all there.
Oh, the regions. Yeah, it's the senior tour golf tournament, the Pro-Ams today. Yeah.
So Jamie interviewed him, and she said, Kirby called me and said, tell you hello.
Nice.
Hello, Kirby. I love Kirby. You said you were going to come on the show. I never heard from you again, Kirby Smart. You can't get him anymore.
James who?
No, when they get to that level.
I got it.
Yeah, I had a cell number. I don't even have a cell number at Georgia. I had Bama, and they changed it when it's there. So you can't even get him on the phone. They have guys that you got to go through to get him on the phone.
Well, I mean,
I know he's
think
busy.
about so many people want their time. I get it.
It's crazy. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get Kirby Smart on the. He said summertime's better for him to come on.
To me, and I understand where you're going with Auburn needing. Look, Auburn needs a lot. I mean, this is a depleted roster. I'm more worried about their depth on defense because the key players they had a year ago are gone.
Hall,
Wooden, Papo, whatever. I mean, they lost some big time contributors on defense. So I'm not just worried about their top end, but also the depth on defense. If you're going to play in the SEC, you've got to be able to do something on defense. And that's my worry for Auburn, even more so than on the offensive side of the ball. It's not to say they don't need receivers. They do. They need everything.
Yeah.
But they need some beef up front. They need a couple of good skill linebackers and probably a safety, too. I mean, they
went out and got what they needed. Offensive line, I feel good. Their offensive line is a lot better now than it was last year.
That's true.
And again, I'll say it again. The kid from East Carolina can play. He's good. They've got some guys that can play offensive line. They can't get anybody hurt. I do worry about their depth a little bit. And like you pointed out on defense side ball for sure. But now they got a playmaker receiver. You gotta have a quarterback. You gotta have playmakers receiver. They got the running back room that you saw. The running back room was rated pretty high. Their schedule is very difficult. There's no doubt about that. But I think they're going to overperform. I think they're going to be better than what people think. They're going to start the season out well. They'll beat UMass. I think they'll beat Cal, even though we don't play as well in the SEC when we travel out west. Remember, LSU went up there to play UCLA, got beat. Alabama went out. You were at that one. Didn't you go to that game?
God, yes. Thanks for that memory.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. They played UCLA. They didn't play Cal.
Man, that's true. But still.
But it is a tough trip anytime you go west. But, yeah, you're playing Cal. That helps.
And, again, the key game for them is at Texas A&M. If they can go 4-0, they open the season 4-0. They got Georgia. That'll give a lot of – then after Georgia, look at that. A&M, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. That stretch there, and people say Mississippi State. Let me tell you something. I played against Mississippi State is a physical football team.
It's going to be different this year, and I don't exactly know how, but I just know they're going to be different.
Yeah. They'll hit you. I don't care if they're good or bad. They're physical.
Look, Arnett's got a defense, and they've had first-round draft picks on the defensive side of the ball more times than not in the last couple of years, and had another one this year. So they will hit you. They'll probably start running the ball more with some of the big uglies that they've got. Will Rogers is still there. So State is kind of an anomaly team. I don't really know what to expect out of them, but I never do.
5 weeks in a row right there. If he can get 3 out of 5, they're going to have a good year.
To me, if you look at Auburn's schedule, I see 5 what I would consider pretty sure wins. Okay, the first 3, UMass, Cal, Samford, then at Vandy and New Mexico State. So there's 5.
Yep.
The question is, can they get 1 or 2 from the remaining 7 games? And those are all tougher games. If they can, I think success this year, Auburn fans would disagree with me. I think success this year in year 1 is a bowl game. I think they need to get to a bowl game. But that means winning 1 or 2 of the following: A&M, Georgia, or at A&M, Georgia, at LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, at Arkansas, and Alabama.
Yeah.
The best 2 to pick off are probably the 2 home games, Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Yeah, but I will say this: they play well at A&M. They play well at Arkansas.
Right.
I will give them credit for that. It's a tough schedule though, and I will say this too. I saw the other day they're getting votes. I don't know.
Well, the beauty they're going to have going to A&M is this: A&M's next 2 games after Auburn are Arkansas and Alabama. Big games for A&M.
Yeah.
We were talking about trap games earlier. That might be one for A&M.
Yeah. But they're starting to get some respect nationally, getting some because of the transfers that are coming in there. You're seeing them get votes to the top 25 teams. So you're going to be played. Just be patient. Be patient.
That's what needs to happen. I think Auburn is on the right track, and they're going to be good. I think this year, though, it's still extremely thin. And kind of in the way that what Billy Napier is trying to do at Florida, I think You're going to see flashes, but I think they're going to struggle a little bit, and people need to understand this is a process.
Matter of fact, getting a little respect, they came out with the dark horses for the national championship, and then dark horse for the SEC. Auburn was at 100 to 1 odds as a wild card team to make the playoffs. So explain that. If I put $100 down, I say I put $10 down, and Auburn makes the playoffs in this bet.
You win 1,000.
Wow.
That's what 100 to 1 is. I mean, you just add 2 zeros to whatever you lay down. So you bet 100, you get 10,000.
Let's go do it. I'll put in 50. You put in 50.
50 cents? Is that what you put in?
Let's go 100. Let's go 100. No, I don't think.
Well, here's what we can do. Instead of buying the gas to go over there, we can just light a $100 bill on fire.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not this year. Not this year. But hey, I tell you what, don't laugh, Bama people. The Iron Bowl is going to be played in Auburn.
Yeah, it's on
in
planes.
Auburn. And we don't who's our quarterback. All right, we'll talk more about Auburn tomorrow. Jeremy Pritchard will be here tomorrow. We're going to talk about Bama. And I'm going to hit Auburn's quarterback, Bama quarterback a lot tomorrow. I didn't get enough time to get in today. We got Mark McLeod coming up in a minute. If you love golf, where are you going to go?
Bay Point.
There's only one place to go at Bay Point, and you get Ryan Mowry to sit there and talk to you. The guy's incredible.
Apparently, you can get everything at Bay Point. You got great food. They wash your cars. They got great clothes.
They'll wax your car.
Golf. They got all that. But you know what they don't have?
Haircut?
Bingo.
Yeah, they better bring that bingo back. You know, I told Randy, if we don't get the bingo back, that show's going off the air. And you got a great
Ryan,
show.
we've got the picket brigade ready.
Yeah.
We're coming for you.
11 to 1. Ryan Mulvey, right here on ESPN. We better get that dang bingo back, or that thing's going to be shut down. You want that yard to look like Bay Point Golf? Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll get it looking that way, man. They do a great job. Give Patrick a call. Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll come to you. They'll get set it up, and your yard will look absolutely beautiful. No doubt about that. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, 3 restaurants in one. That's one of Glenn's favorite place. The pizza's incredible. The bakery's unbelievable. And the deli. And they have everything wrapped up for you. Take on your boat, take the beach. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. Also, Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, please go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes could save your life. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations. Jason Koleski does a great job. You can try it before you buy it. Hopefully, he'll be in here Friday. If you're a father, mother, you got a daughter, son playing sports, or you just want to get in shape yourself, you want to lose weight, please go visit with Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason Kovaleski, he can guide you. He can tell you what you need to do, what you shouldn't be doing also. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We'll be right back. ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark McLeod, Florida Gators, when we get back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball's going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Goldberg Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
If you spend any time at all in your yard, you're going to encounter fire ants.
We know they can ruin a party. That's why we're this area's experts at fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they will get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting yours since 1968.
Barbaritos lets you say yes to fresh. If you don't know what to eat or where to get it, well, fret no more. Barbaritos is here to help with its healthy menu, offering 7 meals with less than 500 calories. Barbaritos has lots of healthy options made with farm fresh food. Your health and your family's health matters to us. Come eat healthy at Barbaritos, 23rd Street in the Stanford Station Shopping Center near Academy Sports. Barbaritos, food, community, people.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Broadcasting live from the Redneck Riviera. It's the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gators. It's Wednesday. It's Mark McLeod Day. The one and only, the great one, Mark McLeod. Mark, how you doing this morning?
Hey, doing well, Coach. Good morning.
Man, I had a couple women that I saw at Publix, and they said, my goodness, we saw Mark McLeod at the Gator gathering. He is a handsome devil. I said, yes, he is. He sure is a handsome devil. How are you doing, you handsome devil? Everything good?
Well, they were lying. Doing well. Trying to recuperate. Got back in from Panama City last night, so good to catch up with a few friends, and wish I'd been there longer to catch up with a lot more.
Well, this summer we're going to do it.
Yeah, Mark, he didn't mention those two ladies had on dark glasses and one of them little sticks they held out in front of them.
No way.
I can believe that.
Matter of fact, Scott Rossman's one said you're very handsome. So Scott was there.
Yeah, I got to talk to Scott for a while. It was good. It was good to catch up with him, but just briefly. But yeah, we got to talk a little bit. Pat Miller was there.
I hadn't seen Pat ever. Dang.
Yeah, got to talk to him for a bit, and several other people. Mike Pitts, who one of the guys that runs the club. Great meeting, guys. It really was. It was I applaud the Panhandle Gator Club. I thought it was a really well done meeting. I've been to a lot of those through the years, and that one ranks right up there in terms of how the setup. They had a packed house. It was good. There were a lot of eager Gator fans wanting to see this program turn around.
Yeah, the last time I went to one was, I think, 2000, and Coach Spurrier was there, and, man, it was packed out. The legend was in town. I still love that man. Did you notice if any of his family was there? His daughter, Amy, any of them there? Did you see her?
Yeah, she was recognized over there. I was on the other side of the room, so I didn't see her. But yeah, they recognized her and recognized some of the other former Florida players and various sports. And it was a good time. Good time had by all.
How did Coach do? Is he a pretty good speaker?
He did well. He didn't get a lot of hardball questions from the audience, but I thought he did well. He and that's the thing about Napier. Napier he's not a 3 or 4 sentence guy, when he answers your question. He tries to go through and give you some, background and this and that. And he's always told us ever since he got to Florida that, he's a big history guy. I mean, you learn in life through history kind of teaches you a lot in life, and you learn through those times. And he gave the crowd some of that. I can't talk about what they said. That stays in the meeting, but they swore anytime a media person goes, they always tell them, you're not allowed to talk about it or report on it. Now, we did get a chance to talk to him before the meeting. He came in and talked to some of the media guys, talked to Rossman and Sam, the guy from Channel 13, and then he spoke with myself and Keith Niebuhr. We were the only two regional or national media guys who cover Florida there. Keith Niebuhr from On 3, so we asked him a few questions, and then it was good across the board.
All right, what did you have to say about? Were any questions about spring football? Can you mention that or no?
I can talk about that from this perspective of what he's told us, throughout the spring, and then even through what he told Keith and I. The big thing with him and questions that because he was asked about NIL in a previous meeting, and I knew that, so I didn't want to ask him about NIL, didn't want to ask about the transfer portal stuff. He was asked about that when he was down in Sarasota. But he talked about the transfer portal question. I think I was on your show a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I said I was definitely going to ask him about that, but somebody beat me to it.
Yeah.
And down in Sarasota. But the thing about that, he said, look, they try to vet the players and do a thorough job of vetting them. And he said one thing that they really need to do a better job on is injuries, because you don't know what kind of injuries. He said they want to go back to high school when the kid's in the transfer portal to see what his injury outlook was in high school as well as college. And then certainly academics is a big part of it too. They've had some kids who in the transfer portal, they would love to get into Florida, but academically they're just unable to do that. Yeah. Florida's not like some of these other schools in the SEC or other conferences. So I won't name any names, but the junior college draft. I could go on. We'll have some fun with that, but no, that was a big part of it. For me and Keith, when we talked to him before the Panama City meeting, the thing that he kept hearkening back to, and he did this a little bit in the spring after spring with us, is, Coach, he feels confident that this program's on the right track and that things are going to be better because it's year two. It's year two of a lot of the coaches being here, the support staff being here, of course himself, and a lot of the players. But, my question to him was, he talks about the 4 points of he likes players who have that ability, that elite and ability to be a leader on the team. And last year that was Ventrell Miller was that guy. And Ventrell Miller was a guy who he could tell you, and among the 4 points, you know your position, you know what everybody on that defense is doing on the call. When you look across the field, you look at that offense, you know what everybody's going to be doing. You have a good feel because you watched enough tape of what's happening on the offensive side of the ball, what they're about to do. And he said those are the guys that, those are the elite leaders and guys that you need. And Ventrell Miller was that guy. I asked him, do you feel comfortable with so many new faces out there from the transfer portal and, a huge class that he brought in, that you're going to have more of those guys? And he said, absolutely. He said, absolutely. I feel like we have that, and we saw that in spring practice. He said that the 15 practices they had, he could see the growth and the development of those guys. And the other question that I asked him really had to do with kind of his take on the overall situation with having so many new faces out there. And he said, no, I think we've upgraded. He said he likes what he saw on the defensive side of the ball, especially. And look, that's key because Florida's had one good defense in recent years. That was that 2019 team that was so good with Jonathan Grenard and Zeninga and some of those guys. But it's been a while since Florida fans had a good defense. But he talked at length about the defense coach and that he feels like they have personnel out there that they're going to be able to do some things. He especially likes the guys inside. He likes the guys they brought in through the transfer portal that have been very helpful, and he feels like they're going to be developing guys on the back end of the defense, although safety is a concern because of the numbers.
We had Dr. Ward on earlier, and we were talking about it. Florida fans are just like Alabama, Auburn, Georgia. Not only you have to win, you got to win championships to make them happy. We've already heard it. We had 6 players drafted. We underperformed. We had a terrible year. And my question, will people be patient enough and give him time enough to develop that program down there?
That's the unknown. And, I think a lot of that has to come back actually one of the questions I asked him before the Panama City meeting, I think would solve a lot of his problems, and that is Florida finished poorly.
Terrible.
They really did.
Yeah.
They really did. I mean, I'm talking, you look at, Florida had a handful of games they could have won, but they couldn't finish.
Mm-hmm.
And there were games where Florida, like the USF game, where Florida should have pounded them, and again, they couldn't get it done. And I think finishing games, and he said he feels like this team is set to finish. Again, asking him, why? Why does he feel that, that confidence that and he kept going back to year two, Coach.
Yeah.
He keeps going back to year two, and that's what he's saying. But that was a big problem with Florida football last year. Look, it was a big problem the last 2 years under Dan Mullen. These guys didn't know how to finish games and didn't close out games well. Look, you look at the number of close games they had even last year. In my opinion, I thought Anthony Richardson should have put this team on his shoulders and carried them to the win. And it just it just didn't happen. I don't think he had developed into that guy yet. And certainly Florida, because again, Florida certainly didn't have the defense. That was one of the worst, if not the worst, defense we've seen at the University of Florida. But Napier really believes, guys, that defensively they're going to turn this thing around, and that's going to be a pretty good defense.
Hey, I'm with him. Year two, after doing it 30-something years, the year two, wherever you've been, is always so much better. And I do think it's going to be a better year. The problem in Florida is their schedule's brutal. And Mark, the bottom line is, how can a school like Florida, I don't care who the coach is, how can a school like Florida not have players?
Yeah.
I mean, that blows my mind. But anyway, listen, we've got to take a break. Hold that thought. We'll come back and finish up with this. Mark McLeod's with us like every Wednesday. Mark, I wanted to get this out there real quick, too, because we haven't done it in a while. What's the best way if people want to listen to you or follow you? What can they do?
Yeah, Twitter at McLeod Live. I'll have all the stuff out there.
All right, Michael's Health Insurance Solution. We'll have him in here tomorrow. Make sure you listen. Turn to 65, you definitely want to listen. You worry about you're paying too much for your insurance bills, health group, individual, family, advantage plans, Medicare. They got it all. He knows the answer to everything, and he'll be in with us tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, Michael's Health Insurance Solution. That's who you need to listen to. I get it, guys. Incredible. Also, don't forget about the specials today. Jay Michael's got world-famous spaghetti on Wednesday. If you're over in Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's got their wings today, $9.99 and a drink. You can't beat that. Pat does a great job over there at Beef O'Brady's. If you love pizza, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive, great place. Do you want to feel better, look better? Max Fit Sports Nutrition. After that, head on down to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. They have happy hour 3 to 7. You buy one small draft beer, house wine, margarita, next one's free. Lunch specials Monday through Friday. It's a great place to be. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. We'll be right back with Mark McLeod. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Your Mutual of Omaha, Wild King.
Oh, here we go.
This is to me is a sad story. There's two of them. You can tell me which one's the saddest. 8-foot alligator removed from the Philadelphia basement. 8 foot. Okay. You know why it was removed?
Just didn't pay rent.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 83 with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. For tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low near 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 81. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
In Panama City, we say shop local. And now you can at the Local Cafe. The Local Cafe is a new restaurant run by locals. Open 7 days a week, starting with breakfast at 7. Try the 2-2-2 for breakfast. 2 eggs, 2 pancakes, and 2 sausage patties. The best home cooking, like country fried steak, grilled pork chops, meatloaf, Salisbury steak, and many other delicious dishes. Plus the best homemade cakes and pies. The Local Cafe. 23rd Street near Home Depot.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we want to help you celebrate Mom this month. From mother's rings with her children's birthstones to unique one-of-a-kind pieces just like her. This month is meant to celebrate Mom. From our large selection of beautiful stackable bands to simple, elegant diamond necklaces that will bring a sparkle to her eye. This Mother's Day, show Mom how much you love her with a beautiful piece of jewelry that's as unique as she is. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Whoa, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire. What?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
War Eagle, baby. War Eagle. That's a great song they play at Auburn. You haven't been to an Auburn game, you need to go. Conrad Moon.
Oh, no.
Ask Mark.
Oh,
or tell Mark. 2,385 days. Mark, what's he talking about? What is that about?
He's just flipped the script on me. For years, I had fun with how many days has it been since Georgia won a national championship? And he's just flipped the script on me about the Gators.
What were we just talking about? What were we just talking about? You said I had to cut you off. I can't remember what it was.
We were just talking really about recruiting and kind of why Florida doesn't have those players, which is absurd. It really is in a state like this, and especially as close as you are to the Georgia border, getting some of those southern Georgia guys, maybe some southern Alabama guys, South Carolina guys. It is frustrating. But, Coach, I sounded like a broken record for years with you and Manley on the show when I kept saying in the Dan Mullen era, Coach, Dan's doing so many good things going on here at Florida, except recruiting. He's going to have to address the staff. He needs 2 or 3 staff changes, get some guys in there who are elite recruiters, and he needs to go get some elite kids. And they're not getting enough elite kids. They're getting more elite kids on campus, as the Dan Mullen era went around. But they weren't able to lock them down and get them in at Florida. And I know I sounded like a broken record. Good grief, it's enough to make you want to drink a Bud Light. It's so frustrating, but it really
never drink that.
That's Florida. But that's the state of Florida football. And now under Napier, they're getting a lot of these guys on campus. They're able to do these things. They're locking down many more of them as you look at the recruiting rankings. Certainly, so things are much better there. Although there's a lot of work to be done in the transfer portal, that has to improve.
All right, I got to ask you this, and Brian wants to talk to you about some baseball. DraftKings have come out with their win totals for SEC schools, and Dr. Ward feels like they're going to be a lot better than what people think, but they have them only winning 5.5 games. They got one of the toughest schedules in college football. What do you think? And I asked you before, but I'm going to ask you I ask you every day if I have to. Has it changed? What do you think is going to happen with Florida as far as win totals? What's the key number to have a good year?
Quarterback play is so important, and is that defense going to be as good? Staying healthy. There's so many things because look, the lines of margin for Florida are thin, really thin. I think the best players on this Florida roster, time will tell, going through the years, are the young guys, but they have no experience. So, that's a problem. If you lose a starter, you're going to have to go to a young guy, and is he ready to answer the call? I think optimistically 7 wins is kind of where I think Florida is. They could, it would be a really good year if Florida got 8 wins. I think if Florida got 8 wins, the Gator fans, the Gator Nation should be a little bit better because you got DJ Lagway coming in at quarterback. Recruiting, as I said, has been very good under Napier. Not great, but it's been very good. And they're 2 or 3 players away from getting great. They've got to add some of those 5 stars.
Mark, if they only win 6 games, the Nice will be out. I mean, they'll be ready to cut him up. 6 wins at Florida ain't gonna get it. So
right. And you know what's? Did you catch the ESPN win totals for the college football teams? They had Florida like 8.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, 8 would be really good. And Florida's favored in 8 games, 8 of those games that they were looking at, including the FSU game. So there's some strange stuff with their computer models and what have you. But again, for Florida, there are so many questions, and that in the Spurrier era, in the Meyer era, those questions were answered. You knew those questions before they even teed it up.
Yeah.
But that's just the state of Florida football right now, and in some ways it's gotten better, but there's still, as Billy Napier said, after he took the job, there's a lot of grass to mow.
Brian, Florida baseball not heading the direction we want. What's going on?
Well, just not a great weekend, obviously. Got a good hard-fought victory on Friday, 6-5, but then dropped Saturday and Sunday to lose the series there at A&M, which, can be a tough trick. Mark, there's 2 things that kind of stood out to me in this series. Number one, A&M did a really good job putting a lot of pitches on the Florida starting pitchers early. Those guys had to throw a lot of pitches. And secondly, the bats kind of went cold. Is this, you think, maybe an anomaly or something maybe of worry for Sully here?
Yeah, no, I'm hopeful that it's just a blip, because, they scored, I think, 2 runs in each of those last 2 games.
Yeah.
And that didn't look good. That wasn't a good look at all offensively. Tip your hat to Texas A&M, but boy, what a crazy series. And, it's interesting. Florida's got Vanderbilt coming up. These 2 teams mirror each other right now.
That's right.
Vanderbilt, two weeks ago, Vanderbilt was swept by Tennessee. They lose the series to Alabama last weekend. And here, look at Florida, and, Florida's in much of the same boat. They lose this series to Texas A&M where, we talked last week, and I said this is when they really need to win and get things back on the right ship, because you go back to the end of April when South Carolina swept them. But it's really strange, Brian, because you look, and it doesn't seem to matter. The inconsistencies in the bullpen are still there. In one of those 3-game series, they're going to rear their ugly head, and the bullpen is just going to be awful. But in times, the starters kind of melt down and put them in that position, be it Sproat, be it Tag, be it of course, Mr. Southern Miss has had his struggles too.
Yeah.
So, it's been crazy.
A lot of people think, oh, well, what's the big deal? They're going to make the postseason, which they're going to. I mean, Florida's going to be in the NCAA tournament, but the key is to get to that top 8 seeds where you can host both rounds potentially. And so the next 6 games are going to be big for Florida in doing that. And, you got a home series against Vandy, who, like you said, has kind of struggled a bit lately too. Maybe a good time to get Vandy, and then on the road to Kentucky. So how big are these last 6 games for Florida and what they want to do going forward?
Enormous. And again, I go back to last weekend, our last conversation last week when I said, this is a big series. Florida needs to take this series, because I could see them losing the Vanderbilt series. But then if they beat Kentucky, as you said, you've at least kind of maintained that area. Now, they didn't drop too far in the rankings after this performance. They're still number 7. They're still top 10. But your point is, you're playing right now for seeding. Everything's for conference seeding and NCAA seeding, and they need to win some games. And it's going to be a tough series, but it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend at the ballpark in Gainesville.
On a less funny note than I wish it was, you guys in Florida have a history of taking people from Mississippi State. You take athletic directors, you took Pat McMahon. Can I interest you in another baseball coach?
I don't think so. I think we're full.
Sure.
Yeah, we're full. We're good. We're good.
I mean, he's going to be free. He's not going to be coaching in Hoover, I don't think. So, no, I was just kidding. I did want to get to one serious thing, though. Cags, what a year he's had, and takes down the all-time home run record. Talk a little bit about him, and just, I mean, the guy's a unicorn. He's amazing.
He is. He's unreal. And, look, he's still got some things to work out on the mound, but he's awfully talented.
Yeah.
He is awfully talented. And, it just hasn't come together for Sully in the bullpen the way he thought it would. But for Cags, he's pitched pretty well. And he's staying in that number 3 slot and swinging the bat. 27 home runs, and you still have 2 weekends left in the regular season. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a player.
Mark, I can't believe how time flies by. I always enjoy Wednesdays visiting with you. Thank you so much for coming on. We got about a minute. What'd you think? Kirby, he rejects the White House invitation to for the national championship, 2022 national championship. And it's not a cut towards anyone. It was just the date, June 12th. They got all kinds of stuff going on at Georgia. It's just not a good day for the football program to be up there. What'd you think about that?
Yeah, obviously it'd be good for the kids and good trip. It's always good to be recognized with that.
All right.
There's a lot of people picking Georgia to win it this year, so back to back could be interesting. They might own the White House.
I think they do. All right, the great Mark McLeod. We will be back tomorrow. We got 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Ryan Mulvey, David, and the Underdogs. Ryan, thanks so much. We're out.
Sir.
104.3 ESPN, Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida is already your home for the most live and local sports talk. And now we're taking...
Oh, he got all of that one.
The